How we doing, everybody? We are here to talk about Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. So let's talk about this. So I'm going to start with non-spoilers, and I'm going to probably go into spoilers. But I just want to say that I enjoyed the film. I thought the film. I've seen all the Transformer movies, and some of them are really, really forgettable. The first movie is probably still the best. Bumblebee is really up there. I liked what they did with Bumblebee, but again, he was there alone. Here we got the entire cast of robots to come in, and we have the Beast War characters coming in. So we have a lot of characters. We had a lot of action in here. Where Bumblebee was more of a slow burn, I thought that this one, was constantly moving, and we even had some really nice interactions with the human characters, like we did in the first one. Like all the stuff with Marky Mark and stuff like that with Mark Wahlberg, I really didn't get out of it what we got out of the human characters in, at least the first movie, and then Haley Steinfeld in Bumblebee. Where I thought that the human characters were a little bit more standout. Of course, when we had the first one, we had the whole family, and stuff like that. But here, at least the humans had some good interactions, I thought. So Noah was a pretty decent character, and the one that played the son, or the brother, young brother that's ill. He did a really, really good job. I mean, he was really good. His name is Dean Scott Vasquez. So we have plenty of people of color, that's for sure, in this film. So all the humans, the main human characters, are all people of color, every single one of them. So we have Anthony Ramos, who plays Noah. So both him and the little brother are both from In the Heights. So I don't know how that happened, but that's what happened. And then Luna Lauren Velez, she plays the mother, and she was the captain from Dexter. So this one was directed by Stephen Caple Jr., who also directed Creed 2. Other than that, he really doesn't have a whole lot of other credits to his name. He has a couple more credits underneath that. But I think a total like 7 credits to his name, so not a whole lot. So Joby Harold was the writer on this. He was also the showrunner on Obi-Wan. So not a good tick mark there, but he was also involved with the I forgot the live, die, repeat thing. So he was involved with that one. I think he produced that one. So how do you go from that to Obi-Wan? I don't know. So, the writing on this was okay. All right. So this is not a great movie by any means. So there's 3 writers on this thing. Joby Harold is one of them. And then there's 2 guys that I guess always work together, but they have barely any credits to their name. So he's really the only one. And the writing, again, is okay. This movie is not great. It's got, one MacGuffin to it. They're all, it's kind of like the Earth spark from the one, everybody's looking for it. And each one of the groups are juxtaposed against it or with it or whatever. But what this thing has going for it, it has heart, number one. And the battle scenes are great. And, it's Michael Bay produced, he's not directing it, obviously. So it doesn't have that same feel. It's a little bit more grounded, but that's okay. I had no problem with that. And so the basic storyline is that they have a key, right? And the main villain is Galactus. I don't know how else to say it, but the main character is Galactus. So the guy eats planets. And the villain Scourge, who's voiced by Peter Dinklage, which I didn't even realize, And then we have another character um, that's voiced by the guy who plays Hellboy. Oh my God, what's his name? Ron Perlman. He plays Optimus Primal, and Primal is, of course, the gorilla-looking guy. And he's like, "Oh, I knew I was named after you, because you're a great warrior," meaning Optimus Prime. Of course, the guy who plays Optimus Prime always does an amazing job. I watched a little interview with him saying, "Yeah, my brother or whatever was in the military, and his brother kind of coached him on what a leader was, and he really added that to his audition. And he said, I'm going to get this thing." And he's been playing Optimus Prime ever since. Now, the girl who plays RC, which is the female character, the female Transformer, she has no credits to her name that I saw on IMDb. I mean, zero. I don't even know how she got it. She must be a friend of somebody's. So, and of course, we have Michelle Yeoh. She plays the eagle-looking character, Air Razor, and her voice always stands out, just always. As soon as she opens her mouth. But I didn't believe until I looked. I didn't know that Scourge was played by Dinklage. So you got me on that one, and I also didn't get Ron Perlman's voice. So the voice talents are all real good. And then, oh God, who's the Mirage is the, like normally we have Bumblebee, who's the standout character. Here, Mirage is the standout character. He's really the star. And I forgot the guy's name that plays him. He's in the Bupkis show, I think. So he's a comedian, and he obviously comes off as a comedian through the whole thing. So he did a really good job. I can't remember his name. But anyway, it'll come to me, or I'll be able to scroll to it. So anyway, the storyline is that they have a key that's going to lead them to another dimension. Elena, who's the female character, again a person of color, and she finds it. Meanwhile, they make a deal with Noah that he's going to help them find it because he's going to be able to get into places that they can't. Then we have Scourge, who's working for Galactus, and he's trying to find it to bring Galactus through. So that's the basic plot. And we also have Scourge has his little minions, his henchmen. And I'm sorry that we don't get to really know much about them. We have no backstory. Well, we have no backstory in any of the characters, but yeah. So there's those characters are really. I thought they were really cool. This movie definitely has a cool factor, and you can't say anything about the special effects in here because the movement, the fight scenes. I mean, some of it is just all CGI. In fact, I was watching somebody else's review, and the guy hated it. He really hated the film. And he's like, yeah, the whole ending was just a CGI fest. I'm like, really? Is that coming out of your mouth right now? You're going to see a Transformers movie and you don't think the end is going to be a CGI fest? The main characters are all CGI. I don't understand that mentality. This movie was not for you if you thought you were going to go see Marlon Brando and Ryan Gosling come out and start, waiting for Godot. I don't know what you were expecting, man. So, I thought it was really, really an odd thing to say. And he's like, yeah, the plot's real thin. Dude, you're going to see a Transformers movie, man. I don't know what you're expecting. So I thought that was a really strange review. Just know that you're going to see a paper-thin plot. You're going to see robots fight each other. And you're going to see some good action with, some heart in it. I don't know what else you want from a Transformers movie. That's basically what I'm looking for, and that's what I got. And we got some new characters. We got Mirage in there. We got RC in there. They always put some weird characters in there that I could really do without. I don't understand some of those, like, they made one like a VW bus, and he had glasses on. I mean, there was no glass in it, and then we have a pilot guy that's an old pilot, and they made a joke like, the guy's not even going to get off the ground with this plane. So yeah, Pete Davidson played Mirage. There you go. That's the guy's name. But anyway, so I don't know. And he had a big mustache. This other Transformer that was the pilot that turned into the plane. I don't understand why they make some of these goofy characters, but I could have done without either one of those. All of the robot not Autobots, but the beasts, the Beast War characters. I thought they were really good. I mean, they didn't even transform into robots till the end. They stayed their animal selves through almost the entire thing, and I thought that was really good. They were really cool looking, and one of the minions was one of the henchmen was a tow truck, and he had a chain that he was grabbing. So I thought that was really cool too. They had some really good stuff in here, and the other one, flew around and had swords, and they had some really cool stuff in there. I thought they did a really good job with a lot of it, and I was happy to see it, and I had a good time, and that's really all that matters. I had a good time watching it. I had fun. And I was like, and the stakes were really high, and the villain was really strong. I mean, they fought the villain at least like 2 or 3 times during this film, and they lost almost every single time. They lost, and there was a whole thing at the end though, and I kind of want to go in there with spoilers when I hit spoilers, because Mirage gives some stuff to Noah. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like what they did. I don't think their Transformers have the ability to do what they did with that. And I thought that was really kind of out of left field. I mean, it was cool, but it had me thinking in the back, like, I don't think they can do that. And when you see it, you'll understand. But yeah, so again, a fun film. Worth seeing as far as I'm concerned. Just know that you're going in there you're watching a film with a paper thin plot, and all these people are converging on this MacGuffin, and just like in the first movie with the Allspark, and and we have some good robot versus robot action, and Optimus Prime has an arc, and the main character has an arc, and we see Bumblebee, and we see Mirage doing his thing, and it's in fact they had one scene where they brought the guy ends up with all of the Autobots at a meeting. So Noah, which is again the main character from In the Heights, so he's in there, and Optimus goes to Mirage, "You brought a human." And it was like the perfect line. In my head, I was saying, say this line. It doesn't say it. So the line in my head was, "What, you guys didn't bring any?" I thought it was all bring a human to work day. There was so much they could have done with that one line, and they didn't do it. I was disappointed because the line in my head was better than the dialogue that was there. But also the scene in the trailer when Elena is going, "It's not real, it's right," and then she looks over at RC, and RC kind of does the little wave with 2 fingers. That wasn't in the movie. I really liked that scene, and it wasn't in there. So I was kind of disappointed with that. But again, it's the plot moves along. The stakes are high. I don't really know what else to say without going into spoilers. Some of the stuff that happens. In fact, I'm going to go into spoilers now. But we're in the last couple of days of Destiny Roar. I'm going to just play the trailer for Destiny Roar real quick before I go into spoilers, and that'll give people opportunity to turn it off if they don't want to see any spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie. Because I want to talk about the ending. So there's a post-credit scene that I really want to talk about, and I'm really excited about. And I don't want to give anything away. So definitely stay for the the post-credit stuff because I'm really excited if they could pull this off. All right. And yeah, that's it for me. So I'm going to give this thing an 8 out of 10. I want to see it again. All the jungle stuff, and we got the little globetrot a little bit, and there's some self-sacrifice, and that can make you teary-eyed if you're was attached to the characters. Oh, and look at the shirt I got from so those are part of the Kickstarter things I got in. So that's Tales of the Iron Witch. And I know I keep showing this, but we got the hardcover in for Tales of Ravenor. I'm halfway fulfilled already. So if you pledged, you're getting your stuff now. I think that I have the first ship coming in this week. And here's the graphic novel for Destiny Aurora. So you can see some of the art in there. And I'm excited to have you guys, if you guys haven't read this, I'm excited that's in the Kickstarter there if you want to go to that.
Immerse yourself in the wildly successful Destiny Aurora universe. The release of the audiobook version marks the newest addition to the franchise. Follow the thrilling adventures of the starship Destiny Aurora and its crew as they hunt for the alien assassin who murdered Jace Carver's wife. Their epic confrontation will change Jace's life forever and keep readers guessing till the end. Go to the link below and listen to the first chapter absolutely free.
All right, so, and Lords of LA, I'm going to be launching that thing probably within the next couple of months, so you should be looking for that. And that's about it for me. So wait for spoilers. If you don't want to see the spoilers, this is the time to click off. All right, I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to spoilers. Okay, so I'm not going to go that deep into spoilers, but there's a couple things I wanted to talk about. But I wanted to talk about first the, so we have the deaths, right? So Bumblebee wasn't in it for the majority of the film. I kind of didn't like that part. I kind of wanted to, I would have rather them give up a couple of those other guys, the guy with the glasses and stuff like that, kill those guys off. But, I guess they were kind of pulling at the heartstrings because, that Bumblebee is a fan favorite, and was of course killed and then brought back. So I guess we had the cheering moment of him coming back. That was I didn't get to see him for the majority of the film. He was in the beginning and then he was came back at the end. And then of course Mirage self-sacrifice. I thought that was really cool. So he blocks the bullets with his body. Plus, if you notice that the mask, this confused me. So the mask for Scourge, right, looks like the symbol of the Beast Wars thing. They were all wearing it. So I'm like, I don't understand. Are they all part of his group? And I was confused about that till later on. And I don't know why they designed... I understand the Beast Wars thing's been around forever. But I don't understand why they designed his mask to look like that symbol. I thought that confused me. But anyway, I don't know if was anybody else confused by that, because I guess I hadn't watched any of that stuff for a long time. I wouldn't say I'm a big Transformers fan anyway. When I was a kid, I was watching GoBots. I had GoBots before. It's showing my age there. And GoBots came out before Transformers. So as far as I was concerned, Transformers was a larger version and a ripoff on top of that. So, I had GoBots more than I had Transformers. But anyway, so I thought I was confused by that symbol. And then, so Mirage gets, blown to bits. And he gives himself, I know that they kind of set that up. Oh, you're taking parts of my body, when he gives him the hand, thing that looks like aliens and cowboys or whatever. Cowboys and aliens. But then he gives him his whole body or portion of his body to look like an armor with glass. I didn't. Is that even possible in the whole lore of Transformers? Has that ever been done? Or they just make that up as just a way for him to be involved in the fight? I don't know. And then they rebuild him at the end. How does he rebuild him? How does he get that? brain and everything else because he's like, he remembers, obviously, at the end. I don't know. I was confused by all that. So, tell me in the comments, how far I am off. Is that just, they just do that for the movie, just for the hell of it? And I don't know. I was confused by all that. But the thing I'm most excited about was a post-credit scene with G.I. Joe. So I think they're trying to do a shared universe like Marvel. And I don't know why they'd give him a card and says G.I. Joe on it. That's kind of gay. Where he says, oh, you should at least say, this is between us. It's, take my card, but, within 24 hours, it's going to self-destruct or some shit. Because I can't imagine him carrying around a card going, hey, look at what I got. It's kind of evidence to any of that shit. But that was a good scene. And I always liked that guy that played the G.I. Joe officer. He was in that Netflix show with about the president thing with Spacey. So, you think that they can pull off? I mean, they haven't really done a good G.I. Joe film ever. They've never done it. And at least there was really no woke stuff in this one. So I'm kind of hoping that, Hasbro sticks in that thing where they don't go woke with G.I. Joe and start swapping everything out. They really didn't do that with Snake Eyes, although Snake Eyes really wasn't a G.I. Joe film. We had Scarlett in there, and I'm a big fan of the actress. And the one that played Baroness was pretty good too. But it really wasn't a G.I. Joe film. It really wasn't Snake Eyes for the most part, unfortunately. So if they can pull off a real G.I. Joe film, and then in the next movie combine them into a G.I. Joe Transformers movie, wow, that would be amazing. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, tell me what you guys think. But that's obviously where they want to go, right? Because why introduce G.I. Joe in a Transformers film if you're not going to go in that direction? Where then they do a G.I. Joe film, and then in the third film, it's the Transformers and G.I. Joe combined. That would be... I'd be very excited about that. As long as if they don't do a G.I. Joe film well, it's kind of like with Superman with James Gunn. If they can't pull off Superman, then the rest of it dies. If they can't pull off a good G.I. Joe film, finally, because the other ones are not good. None of them, all three of them are not good. So, I don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And remember to... click the link below to go to the Kickstarter before it closes up in the next couple of days. And also, remember to like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel up. I'm trying to start doing maybe some more stuff that's like live stream where we can have discussions and things to that effect. But I need to go, get more people involved before I can start doing any kind of streams. Anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and thanks so much for watching. And again, let me know what you guys think, and I'm really excited to see your guys' opinions of some of those things, especially about the armor from the guy. I didn't get any of that. All right, have a good one, guys. All right, have a good weekend. Again, appreciate you watching.